We're live.
Shabbat Shalom. There we go. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It's wonderful to be together with you virtually. I'm coming virtually directly from Temple Sinai with the sanctuary background, even though I'm not in the building. And I've had a wonderful time getting to know everyone. And I've been so moved by all of the tributes to Rabbi Gibson. He truly is an extraordinary rabbi. And when talking with a colleague who knows both of us, I described him as a prophet. He literally lives justice and lives commitment to Judaism. And so we are also celebrating the 4th of July weekend. And as a traveling rabbi, I have all kinds of interesting experiences that remind me of the beauty of our country. Whether it's doing Passover Seder with recruits who are Air Force recruits at Lackland Air Force Base, where they go through their basic training, to Savannah, Georgia, where the first Jewish community came in 1733, and they represented the values of freedom, coming for new opportunities and religious liberty. To here in Pittsburgh, with the heritage of justice of Temple Sinai. And to welcome Shabbat, we begin now with Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shuvchem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Please join me. We're going to light the lights of Shabbat. If you have your lights, feel free to do the same, or feel free to just enjoy the lights that I'll light on behalf of our congregation. We bring in the light traditionally 3 times. And Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. And bring close to you in your hearts, or if you're lucky enough physically, those who you love. And it's traditional to say this blessing on Friday nights for children, and we can extend it to everyone. The threefold blessing. May God bless you and keep you. May God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you. May God's presence be lifted up toward you, and may God grant you peace. Join me in the Hebrew. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. Shalom, shalom, yasem lecha shalom, shalom, v'yasem lecha shalom, 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 yasem lecha shalom, shalom, v'yasem lecha shalom. And if you're comfortable doing so, join for Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho b'yahava u'vratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit. Ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh zecher litziat Mitzrayim. Ki vanu v'acharta v'yotanu kidashta mikol amim v'shabat kadshecha be'ahava uvratzon inchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. L'chaim, to a holy time. Well, for this first Shabbat with Rabbi Crystal, we thought it would be more than appropriate to join together for these words that the psalmists also thought were appropriate for Shabbat. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz, sing to Adonai all the earth, sing to Adonai, sing a new song. So it's called Shir Chadash. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz, Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. Again, Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. new song unto God. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. Shir chadash.
Kabbalat Shabbat is one of the most beautiful times. And although we can't be at summer camp, I call to mind the summer when I was at Camp Harlem in Pennsylvania. And it was the summer of 1976. It was the bicentennial summer. And what an amazing time it was that summer and celebrating Shabbat. And it's such a joy to bring in Shabbat when everyone is dressed in white and we feel that amazing presence of welcoming the Sabbath bride.
Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. 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 Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, ishmianu el hameyuchad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad, l'shem u'tiferet v'litila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nacha, hi mekor haberacha, merosh mikedem nesucha. Sof ma'aseh b'machshava techila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hidori, kiva orek umi ori, uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai alayit nigla. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. It's traditional now to face towards the door of your home or of your prayer space and to welcome in the Shabbat bride. Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'v'tzohala, toch emunei am segula. Boi chala, lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Well, Shabbat is a time of transition and a time of newness. And that is so much, I think, on everyone's minds this Shabbat as we welcome Rabbi Crystal. And we also can turn our attention towards what we have to look forward to, what can give us strength as we face whatever challenges, whatever new times, whatever may the future may hold. So I invite you, if you care to join me in rising for the Chatzi Kaddish, which will usher in the core part of our service. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabba B'alma divrach irutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei l'chol Beit Yisrael Bagala u'bizman kari v'imeru Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabba mevorach le'olam le'yamei almaya Yitbarach Yitbarach v'yishabach v'yipar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei Kedusha Brichu li'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechamata damiran b'alma v'imeru Amen. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Bless Adonai who spins day into dusk. With wisdom watch the dawn gates open. With understanding let time and seasons come and go. With awe perceive the stars in lawful orbit. Morning dawns, evening darkens, darkness and light yielding one to the other. Yet each distinguished and unique. Marvel at life. Strive to know its ways. Seek wisdom and truth, the gateways to life's mysteries. Wondrous indeed is the evening twilight. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'ma'ariv Aravim.
Yai, yai, lai, lai, yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 lai. We'll put that to words now with the song of God's love for all of us. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Ahavta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Al ken Adonai Eloheinu B'shokbeinu u'bekomenu Nasiach b'chukecha ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד. כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו ואורך ימינו ובהם נהגה יומם ולילה יומם ולילה ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Amen. You shall love the eternal your God with every desire of your heart, with everything precious in your life, with every sad and joyous measure you receive. Let these words of the Shema, which I am commanding you this moment, envelop your heart. Teach them tirelessly to your children, to everyone you touch. Use them in your speech, whether you sit inside your house or walk publicly upon the way. Say them at night before you sleep, and when the sun and you arise. Bind them as a sign upon your arm. Let them be noticeable between your eyes. Write them in a mezuzah on the doorposts of your house and on your gates. All of these you shall do, so you may call to mind all my mitzvot and do them, becoming holy to your God. I, Adonai, am your God, who brought you forth from the land of Egypt, that I may be glad for you. I am Adonai, your God. And coming up, we have the Milchamocha. And to me, it's amazing, the juxtaposition of Milchamocha, Hashkivenu, and V'shamru. Milchamocha is the struggle for freedom. Hashkivenu is saying God's presence is blessed over us, and you know you're free when you can rest on Shabbat. When I think of freedom and the 4th of July, the poem from the base of the Statue of Liberty is what often comes to mind. Not like the brazen giant of Greek fame, with conquering limbs astride from land to land. Here at our sea-washed sunset gates still stand a mighty woman with a torch whose flame is the imprisoned lightning, and her name, Mother of Exiles. From her beacon hand goes worldwide welcome. Her mild eyes command the air-bridged harbor that twin cities frame. Keep, ancient lands, your storied pomp, cries she with silent lips. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses, yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless tempest-tossed, to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door.
This is the way our friend Dan Nichols expressed those words, or our similar words with Micha Mocha. Micha Mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha Mocha nedar b'kodesh, Micha Mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha Mocha nedar b'kodesh. Nora tehilot, osef eleh, Nora tehilot, osef eleh, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Malchutecha ra'u v'necha bokei hayam livnei Moshe u'Miriam. Zeheli anu v'yamru, Zeheli anu v'yamru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. Back to Micha Mocha. Micha Mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha Mocha nedar b'kodesh, Micha Mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha Mocha nedar yifada et Adonai et Yaakov gelo mihad chazak mimenu Baruch atah Adonai Kal Israel. Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom V'amideinu shomreinu lechaim Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom V'amideinu shomreinu lechaim. Spread the shelter of your peace over us. Guide us with wisdom, compassion, and trust. Hashkifenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom V'hamideinu shomreinu lechaim. Save us for the sake of your name. Shield us from hatred, sorrow, and pain. Hashkifenu Adonai Eloheinu leshalom V'hamideinu shomreinu lechaim. 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 Oops. Before we get into the words of the Amidah, we join together. Vishamru. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם אותי לעולם אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני אל השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. Well, some of those prayers, and Shabbat in general, sometimes reminds me it's important to take a deep breath and to slow down and to pay attention to what's important. That turns us now to our Amidah, when we can give our attention to the words of our heritage as well as the words of our own hearts. Adonai, Sefatai tiftach, Ufi agid, Tehilatecha, Adonai, Sefatai tiftach, Ufi agid, Tehilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim v'Konei Hakol, V'zocher chastei avot ve'imahot, u'mevii geula livnei bneihem lema'an shemo be'ahava. Melech ozer Moshiach u'magen, Baruch atah Adonai, magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Ata gibor leolam Adonai, mechayei hakol ata rav lehoshia, morir hatal, mekalkel chaim bechesed, mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, somech noflim verofeh cholim, umatir hasurim, umekayem emunato lishenei afar, bichamocha bal gevurot, umidom melach, melech memit, umechaye, umatzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman ata l'chayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechayei hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalalucha selah, Baruch atah Adonai ha'el ha'kadosh.
Creation is incomplete without Shabbat. Rest reveals the importance of work. Work reveals the importance of rest. The two together make the world. The two together make a human being. I rest when I cease the struggle to control. I rest when I abandon the pride of ownership. I rest when I give thanks for what is. I set aside this day to reveal your work by sharing your rest. I set aside this day to honor all that I've been given. I set aside this day to take stock of all that I am. Baruch atah Adonai mikadesh haShabbat. O God, may we always say and do what is right and good wherever we live, in this country, in the land of Israel, anywhere. May we understand that you are a God. We turn to you in prayer. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otecha levadecha v'yira na'avod.
These words me'olam kivinu lach, we forever put our hope in you. And with this July 4th weekend, as well as this newness, we celebrate at Temple Sinai. We're always looking forward for what can be. Ve'al nisecha shevachol yom, erev avoker v'tzoharayim. Now these words, me'olam kivinu lach, me'olam kivinu lach. Let's try that again. We can change the slide to the next one. ועל ניסך שבכל יום, ערב ובוקר וצהריים, מעולם קיווינו לך, מעולם קיווינו לך. הטוב כי לא חלו רחמך, והמרחים כי לא תמו חסדיך, מעולם קיווינו לך, מעולם קיווינו לך. הטוב כי לא חלו רחמך, והמרחים כי לא תמו חסדיך, מעולם קיווינו לך, מעולם קיווינו לך, מעולם קיווינו לך. ברוך אתה אדוני, הטוב שמך, ולך נאה להודות. There we go. Shalom Ra, Shalom Ra, Val Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Ra, Val Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Let's do that again. Shalom Ra, Val Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Ki ata melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'necha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Baruch atah Adonai, hamevarech et amo Yisrael. Shalom. At this point in our services, we take some private time for the prayers we have within us. We'll meet you back here shortly with the words of Oseh Shalom. You heard this melody a few weeks ago, and I think it's full of so much promise, and I hope you agree and find more and more things in it as we sing it together. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Ve'imru, amen.
Offer a prayer, preparing for the Mishaberach. Mishaberach imotenu va'avotenu, our God and God of our mothers and fathers, God of Sarah and Abraham, Rebekah and Isaac, Leah, Rachel, and Jacob, as you've been with our ancestors, with all who are in need of your healing. We especially think of all of those who suffer from COVID-19 and those who need healing because they haven't had treatments in this pandemic. Eternal God, send them refuat hanefesh, refuat haguf, healing of body, mind, and spirit. Eternal God, may the light of your presence be with them for comfort and strength. Sustain their dear ones with your goodness and love, and guide their caregivers, everyone involved in their care, with skilled hands and tender hearts. Baruch atah Adonai Rafeha Cholim. Blessed are you, O God, who sends strength and healing to the ill. Amen.
Mishaberach avotenu bekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishaberach imotenu mekor habracha le'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
Thank you, Cantor Berman. It's just so wonderful being with you, and your voice is absolutely gorgeous. And even more than your voice, your neshama, the love that you share with all of us. As some of you may have noticed, I don't play the guitar, and while I love to sing, I only do so when the microphone is muted. That is a big change for the temple. The only instrument they let me play is the shaker egg. So it's a joy for me to be with you and to share this first Shabbat together. Temple Sinai is an amazing congregation. And in honor of Independence Day, I want to share a little known story about George Washington. So almost everyone knows the story of George and the cherry tree. The mischievous lad chops down a cherry tree, and when his father asks, "Who chopped down the tree?" George comes forward and says, "I cannot tell a lie. I chopped down the cherry tree." And George wasn't punished. Well, shortly after that, George decided it was time for another prank. So one sunny afternoon, he pushed the outhouse into the Potomac. Again, George's father assembled everyone and asked, "Who pushed the outhouse into the Potomac?" George steps forward and says, "I cannot tell a lie, I did it." This time the reaction was totally different. His father takes him behind the woodshed and, as they say, gave him a whooping. In tears, George said to his father, "I told the truth when I chopped down the cherry tree. I told the truth this time. Why did I get punished?" His father looks at him and sternly he says, "George, when you chopped down the cherry tree, I wasn't in it at the time." For each of us, the 4th of July evokes special memories. It may be a trip to the beach, a barbecue, or a parade. For me, every year I think of when I was growing up. We lived in the Washington, D.C. area, and my father would take us to the Iwo Jima, the World War II, the Marine Memorial, because there we could look out and see the fireworks over the Potomac. And it's the 40th anniversary now. And I always love watching on PBS a Capitol Fourth, the concert that comes from Washington, D.C. But this is a very different 4th of July and place of unbounded joy. We experience two different intense emotions. We experience fear and we experience hope. We confront illness from the pandemic, economic challenges, as so many people have lost their jobs and economies slow, and racism, which is a curse in our country and around the world. In articles and on the news, when people describe what it's like to have COVID-19 ravage their bodies and the challenges of recovery, people hoarding toilet tissue and food, the shortages at food banks, the threats of eviction, the murder of George Floyd, Ahmaud Arbery, the incidents that get national press of white citizens pointing guns at Black citizens. All of this rends our heart. There are not simple or quick answers to these. But at the same time, we feel inspired by news and by stories from our own lives. We're grateful for the courage and the compassion of healthcare providers, from doctors and nurses to technicians and maintenance staff. My mother lives in an assisted living facility, and I think of the care of all of those people give her each and every day. But we think of factory workers, of delivery people, and of simple kindnesses, from picking up groceries to making phone calls. We're grateful for those companies that made a commitment to supporting workers, to people making donations, the outpouring of support to battle racism, from demonstrations to online actions, to the commitment to start the conversation and look at the tough questions. How have we benefited from privilege? What will teshuvah, will repentance look like? The book of Numbers, Bamidbar in Hebrew, is a guide for living through tough times and crisis. The meaning of the book comes not from the English name Numbers, which refers to a census at the beginning of the book, but comes from the name in Hebrew, Bamidbar, in the wilderness. From the beginning of the book to this portion where Balak and the people of Moab, they are gripped with a great fear and the hire Balaam to curse the Israelites, to the end of the book where there are peaceful resolutions to conflict. It's a tale of two ways to view the world, a way of fear or a way of hope. The Israelites left a harsh life in Egypt. They left a terrible known for an unknown in freedom. And again, Bamidbar recounts how people lash out against the structures of society. I took a seminar at the Harvard Kennedy School. It was about adaptive leadership. And it started off with an exercise very much like the wilderness, only in small scale from the temple, from the book of Numbers. Instead of teaching a class, the leader stood in front of the group. He gave process comments, but he didn't teach. He didn't lead. There was no direction. In less than a half an hour, tension began to build, and people started in different ways to try to kill off the leader, to kill off different members of the class. Magnify that exponentially, and that's what happens throughout Numbers. Husbands don't trust wives. Aaron and Miriam challenge their brother Moses. 10 of the 12 spies bring back pessimistic reports, and the people revolt. They think they can't succeed in Canaan. Korach challenges the authority of Moses and Aaron. It has an effect on Moses and Aaron, and they break faith with God. Fear of the unknown brings on near disaster. Think of our own world, the price gouging that went on for hand sanitizers, and how wearing a face mask or not has become an act of rebellion. But Numbers, on the other hand, offers 3 insights for living through the wilderness. The first, and I'm going to interpret them a little bit differently because I want to bring Torah up to date. The first lesson is cherish every person. So in chapter 1, verse 2, God says, take a census of the whole Israelite community. And a classic commentary says a census is not like our impersonal US census. Each member of the nation had a right to benefit from the personal attention of Moses and Aaron. The census was an opportunity for each member of the community to come before the father of prophets and his brother, the Holy One of God, to tell them their name, to be counted as an individual and a person of worth. Surely Moses and Aaron would bless them and pray for them. In a wilderness journey, we need to bless, to care for, to pray for every person. In that way, in a place where there's no humanity, we strive for our humanity. Keep your eyes on your values, know before whom you stand. In the midst of challenge, so Numbers begins in a very orderly way. There's a blueprint for the encampment. Each of the 12 tribes has its place, and the tabernacle with the ark and 10 commandments stood at the center. Classic commentator Nachmanides says, note the parallel between the tabernacle and the revelation at Sinai. The tabernacle, and later the temple and synagogue, was meant to preserve and stand as a permanent substitute for the heavenly presence that rested upon Israel at Sinai. By making the tabernacle central to the nation, not only geographically but conceptually, the people would keep Sinai with them always. They were led by a pillar of cloud by day and fire by night. And with Torah, values at the center, they live, da lifnei mi ata omed, know where you stand, before whom you stand in the world. Who is wise? One who learns from everyone. By the end of the book, Torah has a new reality, Bamidbar. Instead of controversy, there's comity. In the end of the book, the tribes of Reuben, Gad, and Manasseh want to stay east of the Jordan. And instead of rebelling, they talk to Moses and find a compromise. In Numbers 27, when Zelophehad dies, his daughters Mala, Noah, Hagla, Milcah, and Tirzah want to ensure their family legacy. Again, consultation, not consternation. They find a way to meet everyone's needs. The people grow, and they see that there are many paths and many truths on the way that we walk together. It's a 4th of July unlike other 4th of Julys. But we can transcend fear and move on the way to hope with unity. It's a hard road, a road to walk together. And I'd end with these words from Michael Walzer, which are in Mishkan Tefillah. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternal Egypt, that there's a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that the way to get from there to here is by joining hands and marching together. Shabbat Shalom.
Well, Rabbi Crystal mentioned the importance, among other things, of counting our blessings. And so please join me as we offer this blessing for our entire community and this new journey that we are on with Rabbi Crystal and with all of us together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. Okay. I've got announcements for this evening. Just a moment. Okay. First of all, I always have Edgar Snyder to thank for underwriting our cantorial program. We're grateful for his ongoing support, not only of the cantorial program, but also of all Jewish music at Temple Sinai. before I forget, we're trying out the idea of a Zoom oneg. So those of you who want to chit chat with and exchange some words of Shabbat with those who may be with us tonight, but you may not be able to see. I think the email from this week had the information, but I will repeat it. So the ID number is 974-2067-6261, and the password is oneg. Shh. Torah study tomorrow morning, usual time, 8:30. And we will continue on that same link, I believe, for our morning service at 9:15. Our Bereshit class will meet at 10:30 this Sunday morning, and please feel free to join us. You can contact me directly if you don't have the link. Parsha is set for next Wednesday at its usual 12 o'clock time, and we'll look forward to seeing you again and at this time or at 7 o'clock next week. I think those are all the announcements that we have for this Shabbat. We rise now, turn our attention to these words of Aleinu, and that first word Aleinu is it is on us. It is upon us. And we have so much to be thankful for and to praise. We also have so much responsibility and so much to do together to make this world better. Please join me. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. This week, just one moment, let me find the, I'm sorry. I have the yahrzeit list somewhere handy, I thought, and it just disappeared from my site. So, my apologies. There we go. Okay. This Shabbat, we remember the following members of our congregation and their loved ones: Leon Adelson, Eva Ansel, Stephen A. Baker, Alvin M. Barkley, Lois Burkowski, and Benjamin Brody, Ruth Chernow, Cecil Cohen, Lawrence Samuel Cohen, Rachel Cookson, Abba Zimmerman, Samuel Damashek, Jack Davner, Jack Dome, Arnold Dubin, Margie Friedenberg, Milton Gespass, Ethel S. Goldman, Shirley Bank Gould, Ruth Mate Hirsch, Shirley Oshry Kamens, Elaine A. Kelsky, Lissy Kramer, Edward Lebovitz, Harry Leonard, Annabelle Lerner, and Elliot Rubin Lipman, Armin Lobel, Gertrude Mallinger and Melvin Penner, Mac Rabinowitz, Morris Rack, Dorothy Levinson Reedboard, Dorothy Rosenberg, Morris Rubenstein, Herbert Schachter and Marvin Schanfarber, Frida Shapira and Sidney Schumann, Harold Silver, Anna Soloff, Jean Sorgi, Morris Stoff, and Bessie Weissman. We also remember those recently departed from our midst: Herman L. Lichkoff, the father of Mindy Jones. I apologize in advance if I got, or afterward, if I mispronounced any of the names. And we keep all of these souls in our hearts as those of us who are saying Kaddish rise for the words of Kaddish Yatom. Those of us who are able to do so and for whom it is your custom to rise for the words of Kaddish Yatom, please rise now and we will join together. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba be'alma divarach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kari v'imru amen. Yehei shemei Rabba mavorach leolam le'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudsha brichpu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechemata da'amiran ba'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates peace on high make peace upon us, upon all Israel, and upon all those who dwell on this earth. You can say amen. And as our closing, this well-known song reminds us of never to take things for granted. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains' majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for patriot dream that sees beyond the years, thine alabaster cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. I made it almost the whole service without the dog barking.
May we all be blessed on this Shabbat. May we be blessed to feel the joys of freedom, the love of family, and the blessings of this, our country. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.